welcome to the Absolute Football Podcast, Absolutely Lower League, the show dedicated to everything from the EFL Championship, League One, League Two, the Vanarama National League, which is a double game week. I don't know why I'm cheering because we lost the first one, but way. And of course, the Vanarama National League North and South. So yeah, we've got a lot of football to get through. But first of all, how's everyone's week been? Anne, how has your week been and how are you?
I'm good. Apart from today, it's been really good. And then, the heavens decide to open the day and it hasn't stopped raining all day. Apart from that, I'm absolutely fine. Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. The cold is still cold in. I've got a very manly cough, so I do apologise to anyone in the chat who can hear me and my manly cough. I will try to mute. But apart from that, I'm really good, thank you.
Good.
Jen, how are you and how's your week been? And Markham!
We'll get to it, but I think that club's going to age me about 50 years and I turn 30 in 2 months, so just need to calm down, please. Thank you. But no, I'm doing all right. Not bad at all.
Good to hear. How's your week been as well?
It's been all right. Busy working. Other than that, just chilling and watching football at night.
Love it. Rebecca, I know we'll get on to the football. We won't talk about it just yet, though. How are you and how's your week been, football aside?
I'm very good, thank you. Yeah, week's been good. Got Silverstone tickets on Tuesday, so that's me sorted for July.
Yeah.
And I saw my favourite band this week, so yeah, it's been a good week aside from football.
Is that why you've got a bit of a croaky throat as well? You did mention off air, didn't you?
Yeah, I may have been screaming a couple of songs.
At least it was for that and not the football, though.
Yeah.
It's all for a good reason. Ben, how are you and how's your week been?
I've had better weeks, to be honest with you. Car's been written off after someone crashed into it the day before I went on holiday. Nice one, BMWs. Unfortunately, I've been stuck with a bad cold and that since I got back from holiday, and both the parents have got COVID, so it's not ideal. But other than that, I think I've just been quite glad to have a bit of normality today and just chat some football again. So yeah, obviously happy to be back as usual.
And of course, we will do National League South first to get it out of the way.
Thank you.
You can get that out of the way first, and then it'll be a nice podcast for you.
Yeah, definitely.
And last but not least, Claire, I know you've had some exciting news today, which we're all so proud of you for. But how are you and how's your week been?
Yeah, I'm good. I can't grumble. Obviously, I found out my camera does this, so it's exciting.
That was the good news, everyone.
Yeah, exciting one. Yeah, I got myself a little award at work, so yeah, happy with that. But things are good.
Do it one more time, Claire.
Good.
One more time. And of course, it is not just us, as much as it would be really fun. Just the 6 of us. We have got a lot of fun people in the chat. We have got Aled. He has put, evening all. Hope you've all had a good day. We've got Graham as well. Good evening to the award-winning and award-nominated. I know. I cannot believe that. That's amazing. So thank you to everyone who did mention us. It does mean a lot. We have got Sean. Good evening to the greatest of all podcast team. Oh, love that. That made me smile. We've got Chris as well. Good evening, all. Yes, Chris. We've finally got 1K subscribers. It's took us a while, but hopefully soon we can do the competition where you can win a cup without all our faces on it.
Mugs on.
Exactly. I mean, what a better prize.
Exactly.
It's no better, isn't it? I know. I think we should bring out T-shirts and everything as well. So cute. Hi, Simon, as well. He's put evening all. There is a lot of chat amongst everyone in the chat. We have got Johnny. He has put hi, all. Yeah, finally. Where have you been? We have missed you. We've got Luke as well. He has put, all right, everyone, let's not talk about Saturday's result. We will skip to Tuesday's results. I am more than happy with that, Luke. I mean, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We've got Tracy. But evening all. Hope everyone is well today. We are very well. Thank you so much for asking. We hope you are too. Simon has put, feel free to spend as much time talking about all the other leagues.
Let's skip League One as well while we're at it.
Let's not skip the Championship. That's not. You know?
We've only got the Championship to talk about, and possibly
Also, I'm so happy to be back. Lovely seeing you all again. It's lovely to see you as well. Cardiff. Ooh.
Mm.
We will get onto that when we do the Championship.
Yeah, Bullet got the bullet, didn't he?
Yeah. I know, it makes me laugh every time I say Husky Mad. Please send in your real name as well so I can call you by that, because I feel like all the time when I'm saying Husky Mad, it's a bit strange, isn't it? Especially for anyone listening on audio. Good evening, ladies and gents. Absolutely massive congratulations on the nominations. Thank you so much. So cute, aren't they? A mug with Kieran's mug on it, yes, please. Really? Really? Is that sarcasm? Graham has put, yeah, we can move past League One. Tranmere Rovers show as well. Lindsay to MK is a brilliant move if it was a real football club, but it's not, so it's shy. I love it.
I'll talk about that in a bit, actually.
Luke, can we design the game was decided by a goal mug, please? I reckon we can.
That'll be a great idea for a t-shirt, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Simon has put, you've been working on that all day, haven't you, Anne?
To be honest, no, I haven't. When he got sacked on Monday, I tweeted it, and then I deleted it. I didn't think it was very funny. But
Why? What did you say?
The guy from Cardiff is called. Well, it's not pronounced. It's spelled Bulot, but it's pronounced Bule. But I put Bullet got the bullet because he got sacked.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know. I just literally said it 5 minutes ago.
We can call him Kyle. That's his name.
There we go.
Well, hi, Kyle. As well, Tranmere over shows, but Tranmere 2-3-0 losses on the bounce.
Yeah, with the pride, yeah.
But of course, we do have to talk football. I'm so sorry, Ben. Do you want to get it out for Wayne now?
Let's do it. Yeah, why not?
Go on. Get it over and done with.
This football club kills me, honestly. They just don't make it easy for ourselves. We faced Cheshire United on Saturday. Knew it was going to be a different challenge for us. They've had a pretty good start since coming up from the league below. Obviously, in the run we've been on recently, obviously we've got a couple of wins under the belts. We thought actually we might have a bit of confidence going into this one. Completely out the window after about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. A massive big defensive error between George Fowler and our goalkeeper Alexis Andre Jr. Fowler ended up slide tackling his own goalkeeper, allowing Chesham to tap in an opening goal. God! It was a complete and utter, what's the word here? Clusterfuck, basically of an error. It wasn't ideal. So then, again, we're chasing the game and we didn't really create too much, to be honest. So second half, Gaffer responded. He made a few changes. He knew something wasn't right. He made it very clear in his interview after saying we completely wasted the first 45 minutes, which I totally back him on because it was just a complete waste of everyone's time with the way, we were setting up and the way we were just lumping the ball forward. It's just it's so hard to watch when you've got so many players with talent and they just don't seem to show it at the moment. But we did manage to get ourselves back on level terms. Great solo run from Aaron Blair, sort of cutting inside of his defender, bending one into the far corner, which was, brilliant goal, to be fair. And a man that's in form right now, I think that's his 5th goal of the season now. And then suddenly, from what was a very quiet stadium, suddenly was lifted again. And then not long after we hadn't brought on the likes of Shaq Coolhurst, and it was good to see Jordan Higgs back as well. We've been missing him with injury since the St Albans game, first game of the season. So it both made a massive difference when they came on. And it was actually Shaq Coolhurst that got what I thought was going to be the winning goal with the 86th minute. It was a fantastic turn, left-footed shot into the bottom left-hand corner. suddenly the stadium erupts and you think we probably don't deserve to be ahead. But, that's the thing. It's like, the good teams find a way to win. And that's a game last year we would have won without a doubt. But just the way things have been going recently, completely and utterly, just went to pot. His second left. Coolhurst went from 0 to 0, making a rash challenge about 25 yards away from goal. They've chipped a free kick to the back post. Guys play it backwards, and Joe Grant was there on the line to tap it in for a 94th, or actually, no, I think it was 96-minute equaliser or something like that. It was like a minute overtime, but obviously by the time they had the free kick, they'd still had time to take it. So, yeah, it was a bit of a sad ending, to be honest. And again, it's we've been from really big cheers with a few little boos around the stadium again, because again, it's 2 more points dropped, and it's not a good time at the moment. That's the thing. It just can't seem to see out games. And to be fair, like I say, it's not just us. A few of the sort of sides that were expected to be up there are struggling a little bit. Only even Dorking have been finding that recently. So yeah, we're in a bit of a rut at the moment, and so we need to try and find a way of getting back to winning ways again. And what better way to do that than the FA Cup on Saturday again, as we go to local rivals Herne Bay. So that'll be a nice good test for us. A couple of divisions below us, but yeah, we need a big response after that, because I think a lot of players were despondent after that late goal on Saturday.
Aww.
Then you had a full head of hair before you started going to Maidstone games, didn't you?
Trust me, I never had that. Although it does feel like every day, like it just keeps going around. It's going to turn into a little crop circle. I guarantee you, honestly, it's an absolute nightmare. But that's football, isn't it? I think we've been so lucky in recent years, and even last year we had such a great season, and this is just not clicking at the moment. And for whatever reason, and it will change, one way or the other. There's rumours going around the football club at the moment of potential investment and everything like that. Whether it's true or not, I'm not 100% sure myself at the moment. Which could be a massive benefit for us, but obviously we're waiting to hear if there's any further news in the next few weeks at all. But yeah, it's just got to find a way to see our games again, and that's the thing, because we were so good at it last year. We never played good football, but we always found a way to win games of football, and we just haven't had quite that touch yet. But I think once you get a couple of hard grit 1-0 wins and that, then I think suddenly you start to turn the corner a little bit. But we're just not making it easy for ourselves at the moment. But I'm sure the manager will have that fully clear in that. He's been, to be honest, he's been quite clear. He's already been selling a couple of players. We've already lost Bruno Andrade, an established Football League player. He was the first player to be released. I don't know whether he's had a fallout with the management or not, or whether he just doesn't fit into his plans. So I was a bit of a shock, and I think there might be a few more to follow, possibly, because we've brought a few new signings in recently. But yeah, I'm sure the tide will turn. You've got to keep that faith, haven't you, with it at the end of the day. So we'll just hopefully get back on the run. And hopefully an FA Cup win might give us a bit of a boost. But it's going to be a tough ask, I think, against Herne Bay, because they'll be well up for it. It's their biggest game for many years. So we're looking forward to it. This will be a nice little day out for us, but hopefully we'll come away with a right result.
Chris has found a positive, though. Said at least the bromance is back on.
How long did that take?
I know.
And look at it, you put us right underneath each other, which I honestly, Charlie, couldn't have done that any better, could you?
To be fair, you weren't actually near each other. Then when Claire came on, you ended up, it's like it's fate. Do you know what? Just for that now, I'm gonna move. I'm not having it.
Dear.
It's like a proper weird game of blank be blank, isn't it?
Graham has put up the stones.
Thank you,
Graham. As well, we have got a question for you, Ben. Tranmere Rovers show has put, what is it with Hemel Hempstead? Near relegation last year and now running away with it. What is it, Ben? You tell us about them. What is it?
I've no idea. Like they were sides that I think last year finished like the bottom half of the table. They've just, I don't know if they've got an investment or not, or whether they've just got their recruitment spot. And I always say that the recruitment's so massive in that. It doesn't know how much money you've got at this level. I mean, obviously it helps, but it only doesn't guarantee you to get results. And they've just found, I think they've just got, when they got to such a great start. It's the same with Slough Town as well. Both of them, I never would expect it to be where they are at the moment. That top 7, I don't, at this moment in time, I don't think anyone would have predicted that after 9 games. Even though there's still a hell of a long way to go. But yeah, I think that's 21 points from a possible 27 they've got at the moment, which is extraordinary, really. And funnily enough, they've actually just signed one of our ex-players and one of our big academy prospects a couple of years ago, Nathan Jeke, which I would have been happy to have him back because he was a man we would have probably started to play around him a little bit more. So they've now got him at his disposal for goals. So yeah, I hope he does well there. I like Nathan; he's a good lad, he is. But yeah, honestly, I couldn't put a finger in it with Hemel. To be honest, fair play to them because no one would have expected to be where they are right now. Is a case now, are they able to maintain it, or is this just the brilliant start they have after 10 games, and then suddenly slowly they'll start to dip a little bit? So we saw it last year with Taunton Town. Actually, they started really well. They were comfortably in the playoffs. Before you know it, they would end up in the bottom four. So it really does depend on your day, to be honest. But that just shows that everyone's beating each other in this league. It's not been the freeway traffic I thought it'd be with us Dorking and Boreham Wood. It's been very, very open. And so at the moment, like I said, when you see the likes of Slough and Hemel up there, it's very hard league to predict at the moment. But where is everyone going to finish?
Just on as well, Boreham Wood, your prediction was right, wasn't it?
Oh, what can I say?
Your prediction.
It's almost like
your crystal ball out.
I knew that was going to happen, though. That's the thing. I feel like Boreham Wood didn't really want to get rid of Luke Garrard in the first place. Yeah. I think it's because of the results and obviously the position they were in. They felt like they were inclined to a little bit. But, he did an amazing job there, for, 8-9 years. Exactly. Do you know what? He's a lot manager. I mean, Boreham Wood, not my favourite club in the world, but do you know what? Their manager's a man I've always had respect for, Luke Garrard. He was always very complimentary of us when he's come to us in the past. And yeah, I'd like to see him stay down there. Yeah, exactly. He's very classy. Like I've never had an issue with Luke Garrard at all. And do you know what? As you'll probably put in the slides in a minute, show about the progress that they've had since he's already come in. They seem to be hitting the fire again. And fair play to him. That's what he's about, and so he knows how to get out of this league. So it might just be able to save themselves now, Boreham Wood, and maybe push towards the top of the table again.
I've got another question for you. Sorry, Ben. From Luke. How many full-time sides are in the National League South, Ben?
I don't know, to be fair, because Torquay have gone part-time this year, so I think they've gone to the 2 evenings a week because of obviously the financial situation there in the past. I know they've got new owners in now. I think as far as I know, we're 3 mornings a week. So obviously there's not really any main full-time side. There's more 3 mornings a week. So obviously we are one of them. Dorking are, I believe. I think Boreham Wood probably are as well. I think they're probably the closest to full-time out of all of us. I think I've just seen Alan putting as well about St Albans. I'm not too sure about St Albans. I wouldn't surprise me if they are. So I think they have got a little bit of money there. Eastbourne Borough, I know they're doing 3 mornings a week as well. So it's a good sort of handful of sides that, have push towards it. I think more sides are aiming towards sort of the 3 mornings a week now because they see the benefit it has. But you've still got, the typical sides probably like your Aveleys and probably your Weymouth as well, that they go to 2 evenings a week because that's how they can manage with the resources they have at their disposal. But again, it shows that, just because we had the extra day's worth of training, and that doesn't make a difference for our players at the moment because they can work on all they like. But if you don't do it on the day, then don't expect to get any points. And I would like to know sometimes what we do in training because it just really baffles me how we, play on a Saturday. We just lump it forward to a 5'8" striker when really you need someone that's 6'4" if you want to play Route 1. So it does baffle me, to be honest. But it just shows how football's become now at this level because I'm sure the National North is exactly the same as well with the full-time sides that are going in there.
Yeah. Just wanted to point out as well, I'm not really familiar with all the results from the weekend, but I'm guessing Newport lost because Kieran's on.
Kieran's lying.
We need to check.
Newport lose a game of football are 3 certainties.
Lucas put as well, I feel like there's more National League North sides that are full-time than National League South.
I think you're right on that, Luke, to be honest. I think there is. I think because I've always said the quality of the National North it's been better than the National South for so many years. Because they always tend to do better, I think, National North sides when they get promoted to the National League. You see it past them, and they've even obviously pushed on to Football League. I won't name names, obviously, for obvious reasons in this group right now. But yeah, I think quality has got there, and I think they've probably got, I don't know, I think there's probably more. I think it's because there's more probably history behind some of those clubs and that in the National North. Some of them have obviously dipped from National League, and some have gone a bit further. I mean, Kidderminster Harriers, for example, are a big club in non-league football, and yet they found themselves playing 6th tier football. So that's why I always say it's a harder league to get out of. I think the National North, because there's so many big sides in there. Whereas the National South, I think only if you take this year out of the equation, it's normally a league you'd expect us to be in the top 3, top 4 every single season, guaranteed. But in the National North, it's so unpredictable. I think that's why the beauty of that league, to be honest. I think it's why it's probably more entertaining than the National South.
Just going on to some more results as well from the weekend, if my slides do come up. Yes, I've got the right one. I had a little bit of a panic then. I think they're the right ones. Are they?
A lot of draws.
Yeah, they are.
I was looking at it like there's a lot of draws in there. Have I done these right?
No, that is correct. There was a lot of draws at the weekend, which is why I feel a bit more gutted about our result, because it would have pushed us up to about sort of mid-table. So it's a bit of a frustration on that, really. But yeah, like I say, there's not really many big standouts to pick out, obviously, with there being loads of draws. But obvious one would be Bournemouth's 6-0 win over Welling. I think Welling have had a bit of an indifferent start. They're just on the same amount of points as us at the moment. They've actually released a few players, actually, I'm guessing, because of what happened at the weekend. I haven't actually watched much of the highlights from that game, but as I just said, Luke Garrard, that's the effect he has when he goes back in. They struggle to score goals, and they've been making it very hard for themselves, and then they just go and pull out a result like that out of absolutely nowhere. That's an incredible, victory for them, and that will give them a hell of a boost now, particularly with, like I say, with new management coming in. So yeah, I think that's probably the way they want to go. And a big, massive credit as well to Enfield Town as well, getting a win at Bath City. They've been waiting that for a while now. They have only had, that's their first away win in this division. And Bath, to be fair, again, another side I thought would be doing what we were doing near the top 7, and they've really struggled so far. So that's a bit of that's a big surprise, that, because Enfield, like I said a couple of weeks ago when we played them, they were probably one of the worst sides I've seen at this level. I think they're just, I still think they're going to get relegated this year, but that's the thing. But if they're going to pick up results like that against the sides in and around them, then they've got every chance. But they've got to make sure they do it consistently now. But that's a big win for them now on the road. So hopefully for them, they'll manage to get a couple more results together and maybe just get a little bit of a tiny run together just to pull away from the bottom 4 a little bit.
We've got there's a lot of questions for you today, Ben. So I will big screen it. Everyone's so happy that you're back.
Everyone loves the National South today. What's going on?
I know. I just wanted to answer this one as well. I'm pretty sure he's gone to York.
Yeah.
During it wasn't that long ago, was it? Was it during
it
the
was
summer?
In the summer. Yeah, it was in the summer.
Scoring goals as well, I think.
Exactly. Him and Joe Felix have gone into that league, and look how well they're doing at the moment. And to be fair, I didn't think they'd be hitting the heights they have so far. Obviously, we'll come back onto them. But yeah, those two players, obviously a big miss for Worthing, but a massive game for York. So yeah, fair play to both of them.
Question of Johnny.
Yep, that is definitely a massive surprise. 100%. Yeah, that I didn't. No one would have expected, for them to get many wins as particularly from what I've seen of them so far. But yeah, that was a big win for them on the road, and they really needed that. They're in conceding a lot of goals, but getting a goal and a clean sheet at Bath, it's a difficult place to go to Burton Park. We haven't got the. I don't know. Our records there are okay when we've gone there in the past, but it is a difficult ground to go to. I think it's a big slope there, and they make it very hard for you there, Bath. They've got a hard work inside they are. But yeah, it's again a massive credit to Enfield for getting the job done there.
Just going on to some other comments before we do look at the table. Luke has put, we made the National League North look easy, but yet again, it was tough for us in our first season to adjust to that level. Obviously, Luke is a Gateshead fan. Fen? What's the fen? Told you it started already.
It's a southern way of saying fan.
Exactly. Fan. Got no fans. The wheels don't radar. Chris has put Boreham 6-0. Ouch, Welling. Yeah, I think that's not been the result of the day.
I wouldn't like to have been in that Welling dressing room with Rod Stringer, because he's a man that gets very angry in the touchlines, and God knows what he was like in the changing room after that one. I bet there was probably some holes in the changing room walls by the end of that team talk.
As well, Graham said Bournemouth's ground is such a pig to get to, it seems. Welling's keeper never found it. I don't think he did. This one as well.
Welling ground's not the easiest one to get to either because the parking situation is a nightmare there. That's the one ground I hate driving to, even though it's one of the local ones for us. I hate driving there. You have to pray and hope that there's like no park at the on the streets because it's right in the middle of like a busy road. So yeah, I don't like going to that one. But then again, Bournemouth as well. I get Graham's point. It's not let's go to. I don't want to go back there again for a while.
This one, I'm so sorry, Sean, but at first it took me about 3 times to read it, and then I actually twigged on. So that might just be me, to be fair. It's put Boreham, Welling, truly got hammered. I'll take my coat. Yeah. Well and truly got hammered, but he was using Welling. It took me about 3 times.
Yeah, don't even take your coat, just leave.
We should have a tumbleweed thing just going across the screen.
I know. Good try, though. Nice try, though, Sean. Welling lost in the FA Cup and then losing 6-0. Bad week. A very bad week for them.
Especially with the fact they lost to lower league opposition as well and local rivals in Chatham. So, probably may well have hit him harder than we expected. Maybe that might be a reason behind, their 6-0 thrashing because it's not one of the easiest grounds to go to if you've just lost to lower league opposition. So, it's not ideal. Yeah. I was very lucky last year when I went there. Like, I think some car pulled away just as I was coming down. I thought I might have to turn around again. But thankfully some car pulled out and I got the best carcass spot pretty much right outside the turnstiles. It was brilliant. But I don't think I'm going to get that luck again this season when we go there.
This made me laugh as well. They went down last season. It's the first season back. They did get relegated last season from the National League.
Wake up, Martin!
I know, bless him.
Well, keep up with the post-match interviews, Martin. We love Mark White's post-match interviews at the moment. They are brilliant.
Kieran, wait your turn. We're not on. It's not all about Newport. Come on. There's other leagues. We will have a look at the table and I need to prepare myself this week. So top of the table, not on 9 points like last week when I reading it out. We have on 21 points, the top of the table is Hempstead. I have to make sure I pronounce it slow to pronounce my H's. Or it's Hemel.
Got it spot on.
I know. Hemel. In second, we have Eastbourne, who have 18 points. I've lost my bearings now. 3, we have Tunbridge Angels on 17 points. 4th, we have Weston-super-Mare on 17 points. Torquay are 5th, also on 17 points. Truro City are 6th on 16 points. Slough Town are 7th on 16 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Enfield Town, who are 21st on 6 points. Averley are 22nd on 5 points. Weymouth are 23rd on 4 points. And St Albans are bottom of the National League South on 3 points.
That's a big shock, that St Albans being the bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were pushing for playoffs last season. It's pretty much the same squad for them. Don't know what's gone wrong there.
It's only September.
Yeah,
they had a really good win in the FA Cup the week before as well, didn't they, Ben?
Sorry?
They had a really good win in the FA Cup the week before as well, St Albans.
Yeah.
They beat my team.
I think they weren't a bad side when we played them. I don't know what's gone wrong there, honestly. I mean, they've got probably one of the league's best strikers, Sean Jeffers, and he doesn't even play. He's not even playing for them at the moment. It's like I don't know what goes on down there. David Noble's having a bit of a tough time in management after what happened with Wildston last year, and now suddenly he's struggling with St Albans this year. So I think, to be fair, out of that bottom 4, I think 3 of the bottom 4 that are in there are going to go down personally. But I think St Albans will get themselves out there. They're too good to go down, I think. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how that pans out over the next few months.
I'm just reading the chat and I'm just really confused by some of these jokes they're saying. It might just be me because I'm thick, to be fair. Probably is. So we'll move on. I won't even bring them up because I'll embarrass myself. Don't want to embarrass myself live on air, so we will do that. Tranmere Rovers show us for I can give updates on Chester for National League North. You do that. If you want to send in a match report or any updates on them, please do. Something I did want to address, so before we got into the results, it came out for really sad news about Radcliffe's chairman who did suddenly pass away, and I'm just sending my condolences to his family, his friends and the club, because what a massive shock that was, and it's just awful to see, isn't it? So I just wanted to address that before we got into any of the football chat.
It's one of the people in football that I've never heard a bad word said about it. Is well known in his local community as well for stuff that he's done, and it definitely is a massive loss.
Yeah, and Anthony Johnson as well, manager that joint manager there with Burnham. He put a nice little tweet as well, to sort of say, like he's one of the best people he's ever met, since he's worked in football, and that's a massive compliment to him, because that term probably doesn't get used very lightly for someone like him. So that's that. Yeah, it's obviously, as you say, Sharp, send condolences to everyone at Radcliffe, because that must have been a hell of a shock for them. So we do send our thoughts and wishes to their friends and family.
So sad. Just before we go on to the football as well, there is a message for you, Claire, of Helen. Claire is a superstar and won an award at work. Well done. I am proud of you.
Hello.
Right, we will get onto the football, and Owen. Oh, would you like to talk about the game and what happened?
I literally only found out the loss today, Shaz.
Are you just in that much shock that you don't want to talk about it?
A little bit of research today, as I always do. Yeah, they lost 3-0 to bottom of the table Oxford City, so that's not good.
I think it's going to be
they were down to 10 men, so that made all the difference getting the man sent off. Never mind, Up the market. It's all up there.
Just on to National League North then. Is there any standout results for anybody, or does anyone want to talk about any of the games before I go to the chat?
I don't know if you all saw it. I mean, I know Brackley won. Shocked. They're a really, really tough team to play against, and they were always like a bit of a nemesis for us in non-league. But their manager came out and did the funniest interview. It was like, do you know when you've got kids and you talk about like the favourite child and stuff like that? Yeah. It was an interview like that, and he's like, I've got a favourite player and I don't care who knows about it. Everyone knows who's my favourite.
Really soon, is it?
It just really made me laugh.
I need to see this.
Yeah.
No, I really want to see this now.
We're getting a lot more like refreshing interviews, aren't we? Like from post-match interviews, it's really interesting. It's not. I feel like we're talking about interviews a lot at the moment, and what managers are saying, because most of the time they're speaking like robots, aren't they? But it seems to be something odd that comes out of like a lot of them at the moment. It's really weird.
Yeah. That's a good win for Scarborough as well, because Scunthorpe are
doing very well at it.
Can I just say as well, Needham Market's player was sent off in the 90th plus 4th minute, so it made all the difference in that Oxford City.
The game's rigged.
Zach McEachran scored for them. He used to play for Chelsea, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, Been there for ages.
He's Josh McEachran's brother, isn't he?
Yeah. No, I think that was going to be my standout. I think that's Oxford's first win of the season as well, which they badly needed, and it has lifted them off the bottom of the table now. So, it's good credit to them, and fortunately over our beloved Needham Market. So, please for Uncle Nick. It would be nice to have the match report on that, because I would have loved to have seen that one on Oxford. So, that's a good one for them. And like having, probably agree with Claire as well. I think Scunthorpe coming down 1-0 to Scarborough. I mean, again, that would have been a tougher game on paper for Scunthorpe than maybe probably they would have thought. That's a big morale booster for Scarborough and it will maybe bring Scunthorpe down to earth a little bit. That it's not going to be as easy as they think. They're only 3 points clear at the top at the moment, but even though it is still only 9 games in, they'll be they'll be wanting to put that behind that quickly because it's very easy to get into a little rut. It is, you know, when you're one of the biggest sides in that league, if you use 1 or 2 games and suddenly questions start getting asked of you. So don't need to put that right, you know, obviously after the FA Cup games on Saturday. So yeah, that's probably the standout, I would say.
Yep. In the chat, we have got a lot of talk about Chester. So Aled's not very happy. Chester won. Rochelle, you had one job. One job. In the chat as well. Hello, hope you're okay. Paul has put Scarborough National League next season. Does anyone agree with that?
I hope so. I like Scarborough. Nice day out.
Next week. You're not exactly going to go, are you, Anne?
What's that, Terry?
I hope it's a nice day out.
He might go when Needham Market play him.
I might go when they play Needham Market. You never know. Be a colour clash though, but Scarborough playing red and white as well, so it'd Needham Market.
Paul has also put some Trek Kings Lynn to Hereford.
It is for a bloody 0-0 as well.
I know, imagine.
That is a trek and a half, that like Kings Hereford. And then they didn't see a goal. So
Green Acres has put, would love to see Kiddie back in the National League. I've always enjoyed my visits there. Aled has put, Scunthorpe, please stop Chester. Tranmere Rovers show has put, so Chester. Charlie Catton is scoring goals like no tomorrow. Chester's King Q, is it Cootie Willoughby?
It's actually Kurt. That's just a typo.
Right. I was like, who's Cutie? I was like, what?
Kurt Willoughby.
That's why I was like, what? He's back at the club and he's a great role model. Chester or Scunny will win the league. Chester are unbeaten in 7 and have won 5. They are on a roll.
Yeah.
Chester's a proper good night out as well.
We should go. We should go on a
Proper
podcast
good night
trip.
out.
Into the dark side with us.
There's a proper good rock bar. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Peacock. It's unreal. One of the best nightclubs I've ever been to.
Chris has mentioned Spennymoor Towns.
Benny.
I know Spenny. Spennymoor Towns game against Warrington. Away it was. Probably one of the worst games I've seen in a while. Both teams weren't playing great at all. But thanks to an Isaac Fletcher goal, this guy, he's on fire at the minute because every time there's a report, he's the one who scores. So what a guy. So yeah, thanks to an Isaac Fletcher goal near the end of the game, so Spennymoor come away from there it is. Warrington with a 1-1 draw, a decent point. He's also put Shields free, Charlie free. Charlie were 2-0 up at half time, only to draw 3-3 in the end. Ooh. Sean has put, my local non-league team had an absolute thriller on a Tuesday night. AFC Russian and Diamonds were 1-0 down at half-time and then won 5-1 against Grantham, who were reduced to 9 players as well as the gaffer sent off. Brilliant.
Lovely game.
I know. I love a bit of drama.
Love a bit of handbags in non-league. Nothing more, nothing
I
less.
know. Lucas put as well, I have a lot of South Shields fans in my college. I feel imitated being the only gate. Is that supposed to be intimidated?
Yeah.
I think you're trying to catch me out on purpose today.
That was his fault, not yours.
I know.
We're not doing English in college, Miss Owen.
Being the only Gateshead fan in my college of South Shields and keen on Gateshead. I know, I'm sure everyone in the chat is trying to catch me out today by doing this. Alice put there are better places in Chester.
Not many.
You just need a pint of bitter.
Peacock.
I think that's
What's a McCracken? Is that a Scottish Macam or something or other? What the hell is a McCracken?
I know, what is going on?
What's HMP Frankland?
It's a prison.
Oh yeah. Of course it is.
I'm serious.
So we have the National League North table. So top of the National League North, we have Scunthorpe United on 20 points, Chester a second on 17 points, Curzon Ashton a third, also on 17 points, Chorley a fourth on 16 points, Alfreton Town a fifth on 16 points, Leamington are sixth on 5 points, not 5 points, 15 points. I've done it again. Oh, bloody hell.
What's that team called, Shah?
Is it? I don't even know. I don't even care today. I feel ill. I really don't care. 7th are Scarborough on 15 points. In the relegation zone, in 21st, we have Frushall Olympic on 6 points. Marine are 22nd on 6 points. Oxford City are 23rd on 6 points. And Radcliffe are unfortunately bottom of the National League North on 4 points. And that is the National League North. Luke, Paul, get your reports at the ready because we are now doing the double game week of the National League. I don't really want to do the first slide because we lost, but it was a very good game, to be fair, from both teams, but I will get onto that later. So is there any standouts for anyone in the National League weekend results?
Barnet, good away win.
They're kind of finding the form at the minute, aren't they? Because they were very inconsistent, weren't they, at one point? But yeah.
It's a good win for Southend as well. Away from home at Solihull, because Solihull are a really tricky team to play against, as you know. They always have been. Yeah.
I just wanted to mention about Southend as well. The manager, Kevin Mayer, has actually just been given a testimonial because I think it's 17 years of services for the whole, for his playing career and obviously managerial at the club. So it's just been announced today that he will have a testimonial, and well deserved. Because what a great manager.
Yeah.
What a great
Hartlepool as well. Hartlepool is struggling like hell, aren't they, at the minute?
They've got a lot of issues
on Tuesday and really struggling.
I feel really sorry for Hartlepool because I just think no one's coming in. Obviously, they need somebody to come in and buy the club. But it's gone really quiet. And I know there was a bit of toxicity at the game against us on Tuesday between the Hartlepool fans. And obviously, I think the chairman was there. And I think there was a lot of shouting and stuff after the match from what I've heard off our fans, what I've seen on social media and stuff. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Hartlepool. And I'm really sad about that because I do have a bit of a soft spot for Hartlepool because I feel like they kind of go through the journey with us. Like they get promoted with us, they get relegated with us. It's like with football friends. Wherever we go, Hartlepool come as well. We got relegated in the same season. And yeah, I just hope something gets sorted because it's really saddened just watching them play football, especially against us on Tuesday. I will get into it, but they just looked really deflated. They looked like they had no fight in them or anything as well. And it was really sad to see. And I just hope they kind of pick up some form or something happens because I am actually really worried for Hartlepool. I know it's only early, it's only September, but I'm really worried for them at the minute. So, yeah, I really hope something good happens for them.
They were the team that Ryan Reynolds and whoever his friend is first looked at when they wanted to put someone up, wanted to like buy a club over here. And obviously they went for Wrexham instead, but could have been a completely different story for them, which is a shame.
And I know they've had a lot of issues in the past off the pitch. I'm pretty sure I remember when we were both in the same division, like Maidstone and Hartlepool, and they were struggling for an ownership at that point, and they were, I think, weeks away from potentially going into administration. So I do feel really sorry for their fans because they've been put through it in the last sort of 7-8 years and everything like that. And obviously, just when you thought they might be hitting the heights back, when they got promoted back to the Football League, they've sort of come back to almost square one again where they started. So yeah, a bit like you, Shah, I hope it gets sorted out there because they're a big club in the National League. And like they've always been mainly known as a Football League club. So the last thing you want to see is them to sink down much further. So yeah, because obviously I'd say exactly their position at the moment. So yeah, I really do hope something gets sorted quickly for them because it's not nice to see.
No, not at all. It's just, I'm just going off as well for Tuesday game when they played us, and it's just the stuff that I didn't go to the game, but when you're hearing it, you know, when you're watching the game and you're hearing like the crowd shouting and things like that, and it just seemed like there was a lot of toxicity there. And I do feel sorry for them because I genuinely do think if they don't pick up some sort of form or have some kind of run, I really do think they will struggle this season, especially because the teams near the bottom, they are scoring goals. They are obviously picking up points as well. So it's so sad to see. Forest Green 2, Gateshead 0. I'm going to get onto that one because I do have... 1 minute before I move on, sorry. Paul has mentioned, in terms of Hartlepool, we have the best attacking side I have seen, but nothing is honestly clicking. I thought that because on paper, to be fair, they have Gary Medine, who's obviously been up there and played for quite a lot of clubs in the EFL leagues. They have Luke Charman as well, who was a goal scorer at Darlington. Obviously, it didn't cut it for us when we signed him, and I cannot remember who he went before he signed for Hartlepool, but he's kind of not got the ball rolling, but he's got potential to score. But I just think they're lacking so much confidence at the minute.
Gary Medine's one of those like proper like blast from the past names, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, exactly. Football. You know, only be about 32, 33. He's probably very old, but like. Yeah,
but it just seems like he's been around forever, hasn't he? Yeah. There's so many clubs. He's never really like settled, has he? Graham has put, I remember us playing Hartlepool last day when we won League One back in 2011, 2012, and 1,000 of their fans were dressed as Smurfs.
Yeah, they do. Like every year they do a theme, don't on the last away game.
We played them the last away game when they were when we were in the National League, when we were looking at going up, and they were going down, and some fans were like, "Oh yeah, we still need to do the fancy dress," and they were like, "No." So it was a massive argument, and then some of them turned up as like lumberjacks or something.
We have Sam. He has joined us, bless him. He's put, hello, wonderful people. Hope you're all well. Banged up here with toothache, so all your soothing are sultry. And it says sultry.
Sultry.
And Northern Tones are easy by pay. Big up the pod. Big up, Sam. Hope your toothache.
I've got a question for Sam. Would you rather have a toothache or growing pain?
What?
For context, by the way, Sam hurt his groin at tennis the other day, so I'm asking him which is the better.
While we are waiting on the answer for that, I will read Luke's match report. So, Forest Green at home, frustrating game for us. It was a controlling performance overall, but we seemed to lack in the final third. But I have to give it to Forest Green. They are a hell of a side with talented players. Oh, I like that.
Fair play to him.
I like that. Aled mentioned as well, Solihull haven't had good 2 games, a 4-2 loss and a 3-0 loss, both at home.
It's what you get for holding your women's team, Solihull Millers. That's what you get.
They had a good game before that, though, because he bloody beat us. Yeah. We have as well, Greenacres put, Rovers scored with a deflected shot after about 5 minutes, soaked up pressure for the rest of the game and added a second in time added on. Resilient is probably the word. Oh, I love that we've got a Forest Green fan in as well. Like, we're attracting all different fans. I love it.
I'm like really pleased for Forest Green, and you know, I didn't hide last season from the fact I said they were one of the worst teams I'd seen, and I still stand by that because they were at the time. But I thought because they were really that bad that they'd like maybe never be seen in the Football League again.
Sorry, Claire.
I'm pleased for them that they are doing quite well, because their fans definitely deserve it after the car crash of last season.
100%. Sorry, that comment really made me laugh. Oh,
God.
I wouldn't mind it, me.
I know where you get your kinks now, then, Anne.
Sorry, baby.
oh, funny. I'm not going to talk about it for that long, because obviously I don't really want to. I know. I need to try and be serious now while I talk about Finger.
Which one are you talking here, Sam, by the way? I just need to know these things. How enough did we get nominated for awards?
Oh, man. Oh, I'm actually crying. I really need the toilet as well.
We'll not make it at that awards ceremony, Ben, will we?
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Medine, Manny, Campbell, Mancini, Gray, and Charman. Yeah, this is what I mean. They've got some really, really good players in Hartlepool, so I just hope it clicks soon for you, Paul. I really do. Medina's just turned 34.
To be fair with Hartlepool as well, I remember they absolutely trounced us last season in a pre-season game, and I thought they would be like right back in amongst it. Like, I think Mancini scored twice against us as well, but they absolutely stuffed us. We had like a decent side, not a brilliant side, but a decent enough side that thought we would have beaten them quite comfortably. And they've had some lovely stuff, but it just isn't happening. Fingers crossed they pull it away, like they pull it back, but see what happens. Oh, they're away at the Dale last game of the season. Sure, you'll see some dressy ups.
Woo! Love it. Yeah, speaking of Dale, Saturday's game, obviously, it was a good goal scoring game, to be fair. So there were 6 goals in it. It was Eastleigh 4, Dale 2. We went 1-0 up. The main man at the minute. Claire, I told you to put a bet on it. Cairo Mitchell, he's whapping the goals in. He is scoring the goals. Put us 1-0 up, and we thought, oh, nice one. Here we go. We're gonna win this game. And then obviously, who's gonna score against us? Paul McCallum. I mean, what a guy! What the goals he's scoring this season? He's got 2 against us in this game. Maguire was another one who obviously scored against us.
Sunderland.
Yeah. It was just one of them games where our defence, we just let ourselves down. We scored 2 goals. Devante Rodney got us back into the game at 3-2, and then they got a penalty. And it was always going to happen, to be honest. We just didn't look that good. We weren't on it. Eastleigh fully deserved it. They've got a really good strike force as well, Eastleigh. It didn't really allow us to play the football that we wanted to play. And the worrying thing for me at the minute, I'm not going to sit here and slag us off, but the worrying thing for me at the minute is I feel like against these bigger teams, we are struggling. We are not quite there yet, whereas we are cruising against the lower teams and the mid-table teams, but these bigger teams, I feel like we get bullied against them at the minute. And I'm not taking that as a bad thing, because Jim McNulty's obviously is building something, and is trying to get to that level that these other clubs are, and they've been well established in National League for obviously a lot more seasons than us. But it's just a little bit frustrating that we can't seem to pull off the results against these teams, where I feel like if we are going to be challenging up there or getting in the playoffs, we need to be able to do that as well. But it is what it is. Eastleigh were a very good team. We beat them last season at their place. This season, we just weren't good enough. So that's that. Yeah, I agree, Sam. He is a beast. He's a beast. What I do is
That's literally what happened. That is literally what happened. I've just chucked him out the room. Sam can deal with that.
But yeah, what is promising for Dale though is Cairo Mitchell and Devante Rodney are both scoring. So that is very promising, especially Cairo Mitchell, because he had a lot of stick. And I know I came on earlier in the season and said he has had a lot of stick off Dale fans, but he seems to be really finding his feet at the minute. And I'm not going to talk about him much because you know what happens. I speak about him and then he goes.
What's good for you lot at the minute as well? I was reading up on obviously National League the other day. Dale have conceded the least goals in that league this season so far.
Yeah.
So that should, like, as long as they keep, like, obviously that scoring up, your good defence will, be a great asset in that league as well, because that's one of the things you really need to get out of that league.
Definitely. The thing with that is as well, obviously the last few games we have conceded the goals. Our keeper, who we do have on loan from Wrexham, Luke McNicholas, he was injured. So we had another keeper in, David Robson, I think he was called. And obviously we conceded quite a few goals under him. And I think that's why, obviously, I'm not just blaming him. I think our defence and everything weren't quite used to him. It's a new keeper who's just come in. So it kind of threw us off a bit. But Tuesday's game, Luke McNicholas was back, and I'm not just saying it there because Hartlepool, I didn't feel they really had that many chances that pressured us or anything. I thought our defence were always quite in control, but I feel like it's a massive, massive boost that we've got McNicholas back in goal now. Obviously, he kept a clean sheet. So, yeah, we are going on to the next fixture, so I'll just get the Hartlepool game out of the way. Bad news, Harvey Gilmore went off injured. He has been absolutely brilliant for us last season, him and Ryan East together in that partnership. So that's not good for us, but James Berger came on and he completely controlled the game with Ryan East. Ryan East was more the defensive midfielder that Harvey Gilmore usually plays, which allowed Berger to kind of play the more attacking midfielder and create opportunities. But yeah, we completely controlled that game. We played very, very well. Cairo Mitchell scoring again. Devante Rodney and Conor McBride scored the first goal. And I'm watching this goal. I was dead proud because it just reminded me, he's like a little Ian Henderson. And Ian Henderson's obviously in his testimonial season now, and he's going to retire at the end of the season. But the goals and stuff that he's obviously creating and scoring just reminds me so much of Ian Henderson, and it was a cheeky chip like a Hendo one. So yeah,
I
really
saw that
good
goal. To be fair, he took that really well. To be fair,
didn't he?
Yeah, probably good finish.
But yeah, just a really good performance from Dale. I think we needed that win to kind of get back to our winning ways, because we did have 2 losses on the bounce. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed with us this season. Very impressed. Any standouts for anyone on this slide? I mean, York, smashing it, aren't he? At the minute?
When Adam Hinsel, I can't say his name. Adam Hinshelwood, is that how you say it? When he took over him last season, he was the 3rd manager in that season. They were 20th, only out of relegation zone on goal difference. And he just straight away made his mark and started changing things up. And you can tell really he's a really good manager to have done what he's done in such a quick time frame. They've really turned around. They've made some really shrewd signings. And it's showing on the pitch really well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Braintree as well. What a good result for them, obviously, at home to Halifax.
It was a last minute goal as well for them as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Although I was going to mention as well, because I was going to mention about Tamworth actually, because they've had a pretty good week, but I was only going to touch on it quickly. But did anyone see the winning goal they scored against Braintree on Saturday, though? It was the most flukiest winning goal I've ever seen in my life. I think he's taken his shot from about 35, 40 yards. That was more of a clearance than anything. and it's just looped over Lucas Coverland into the top corner. Honestly, if you've got a chance, watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. 90th minute goal as well. So absolute limbs. I don't know if anyone in the chat's in it as well, but I just want to give that a quick mention. It was.
I bet he said after the game, Mendes.
Oh yeah,
Meant to do that.
But yeah, obviously they followed that up with a great 2-1 win at AFC Fylde as well. Like they've hit a little bit of form now, with it's pulled them away a little bit from the bottom four. So yeah, they'll be looking to build on that now for sure. But yeah, and I think I saw Graham's comment as well. Big up the Maidenhead for a good win over the Fleet. So we always love to see it. Sorry, Fleet fans.
In the chat as well, Green Acres has put, I tip York for promotion before the season started. Inshelwood did well with Worthing, has added to their squad well. It has. I mentioned it last week as well. I felt like last season, they just needed that time to gel. The players obviously they recruited last season. They needed obviously time to gel. They picked up form towards the end of the season, but obviously the recruitments they've added in the summer as well has just added to that, and they do seem like a really solid force. So yeah, they are definitely one to watch. Luke, Boston. Boston at home, fantastic performance overall. I thought we responded to those 2 games with 2 losses very well there. I cannot complain with it at all. Back to winning ways, get in there. Or apparently as well, his son has broken into the Brighton team.
Yeah, he scored on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Just going on to the National League table now, before we move on to the EFL League. So top of the table, we have Barnet on 24 points. York are second, also on 24 points. Forest Green are third on 21 points. Dale are fourth on 20 points. Gateshead are fifth on 20 points. Oldham are sixth on 20 points. Just while we're on Oldham as well, massive shout out to Mike Fondop, because he is honestly, the goals he's scoring for Oldham at the minute, he's really carrying them. So yeah, massive shout out. And you can't really discredit Oldham because they are picking up the points now. I was a bit unsure what they'd do this season, but yeah, Fondop has really adding to his goal tally. He's one to watch, and I love his name. Love his name.
Great name, isn't it? Mike Fondop.
Great name.
I remember he played with Burton a few years ago when we were in League One, and he came on against us. I think it was during COVID time. I just saw why Mike Fondop is a great name for a footballer.
Seventh, we have Eastleigh, who are also on 20 points. It's a lot of 20 points there. It's very close.
Tight, isn't it? Really tight.
Very. In the relegation zone, unfortunately, we have Boston United on 9 points. 22nd, we have Maidenhead United on 8 points. Wealdstone are 23rd on 7 points, and Ebbsfleet United are bottom of the National League on 5 points. 5 points. And just before we move on as well, yeah, I completely agree. The left side was non-existent for the McBride goal. It was. So we are moving on to League Two. So who wants to go first out of you, Jen, or you, Rebecca?
I'll let Rebecca go first. She can talk about the crazy game.
Just quickly getting a drink of water. Bear with me.
Do I go? I mean, I don't even know where to start with our match. We were so close to the first win and also a clean sheet of the season, but we just crumble. Like, I think our game, if it stopped at 80 minutes, we'd be flying through the table now. But unfortunately, our game lasted like 97, so we drew 2-2. But no, we made 2 changes to the side, bringing in Nelson Kumbeni and Dora Costello. I think Jimmy Knowles was on the bench and Tyler Walton was out. Not sure if it's injury or illness or what. We've still not got Seb, and we've not really had an update on that. But we started off positively, and it was the best that we've seen them play in the first half, in comparison to what we've seen previous. Port Vale did have some chances, but they just couldn't capitalise on them. And then incredible goal from Sean Morley. Lovely hit from him, and then give us the lead, 29 minutes. We're like, right, we're on for something here. Carried on pushing, got a corner, and and your favourite, Donald Love, heading it home. No idea where the defenders were for Port Vale at this point, or the keeper. I think all of our fans started chanting, "Where were you when Donald scored?"
The funny thing is, though, like, Connor Ripley knows Donald Love like the back of his hand. Like, they played together last season, so it's like, you can say that, but they know each other pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah. And then we just sort of sat back in second half. It's like we had the 2-0 lead. That was that. But 90th minute, they got the first, in which I've learned our defence can't head a ball. It either goes up or backwards. We can't head it out. So that is one thing that we need to sort out defensively, is learn how to head a ball. Because if we had that covered, we'd be all right. But they headed it straight to them, and they were just able to tap it on. And then I think it was like a diving header that we give them, so it wasn't too bad. But it was a decent goal for them, but like not a good one to concede. Then they had a second, which we could have cleared about 4 times, but I think half of them kicked themselves rather than the ball. It's like they just could not hit it at all. And then, yeah, we had to settle for 2-2. It was a really frustrating one because we should have won it and we could have won it, but we just crumbled. The defence isn't what I know, like we've lost quite a few players because they were only on loan last season, and we've still got injuries at the back. But our defence shouldn't be conceding as many as we are and as late on as we are. For me personally, I think we need to start playing Bill Krellin in goal. Just try and change it up, add something, especially because he's on loan. And he's on loan from Everton, so it's one of them. We don't play him, they'll call him back, because surely there's going to be another team out there looking for a keeper. He's played in one cup match, and that's it. And it's like we've been conceding for the fun of it at the moment, so it's might as well make a change and just see how that gets on. He's done well with Everton under 21s, and he's there to be played. Saturday's match being off, I mean, quite glad I don't have the 5-hour journey to Wimbledon, but I mean, shame about it being called off, especially with the situation at Wimbledon. But we can regroup, go again on Tuesday, away at Cheltenham, and we need a win because teams are pulling away now. Like, I know it's only 3 points, but with us not playing on Saturday, it could get bigger now. So it's one of them. We just need to regroup. They need to give their heads a wobble and think, right, but like our season starts next week, it has to. We've got Jake Batty now filling in as left back, I believe, and he's in for Seb. What a player he is. Incredible, rapid down the wing, can get the crosses in. So we have the talent and we have the players to do it. It's just they're not there at 90 minutes. They've gone for like matches ended for them, it seems. But yeah, regroup, go again, and hopefully get our first win.
Crossing everything.
Fingers crossed. I'm actually crossing everything.
Everything's crossed.
Everything. We've got a question for you as well. Sorry, Rebecca.
Is this Aki Seamus or Everton Seamus?
Which one is it?
We've got Seamus Keneally or Seamus Coleman. I think Keneally hasn't been injured, but Seamus Coleman still is, I believe.
Graham said as well, sounds like a song. Rapid down a wing, it gets the crosses in. Rapid down the wing, love. Gets the crosses in. I don't know what is going on with Tranmere Rovers show in the chat, but his chat
We
seems
sent a
to be
message
sending
like
three
3
times. 3 times. Jen, speak to us about Morecambe. We want to know about these goals.
Swear to God, this club's going to age me before it kills me off. Like, it was a frustrating game to watch because we wasn't bad in the first half. Like, we was good. It was more than good enough. We just, for some reason, couldn't finish. And I have to put my hands up to Stu Moore because he kept us in that game massively. There was some huge saves from him in the first half. It could have easily been like 4-5-0 to them before it even finished in the first half. But I think it was just, there was nothing up front. And I think once we went into the second half, I thought, right, obviously we're 2-0 down. Derek's not on the sidelines. We've got our assistant manager. We're just going to have to try and get this working, make sure it's working. He switches it up, brings like 4 subs on in the second half. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? He changed it up, put 2 up front. Instantly within the 74th minute, Songo scored. And we're like, right, okay. This could be on. And then obviously Hallam Hope was... I don't even know. It's like such a Morecambe goal he basically just got it off his chest and it went in. It was crazy. And I think being on Sky, we obviously took quite a few fans. Me and Liam didn't go because we were both at work. It would have been like, we wouldn't get home till like 11 o'clock at night. So it was one of them where we thought about going, but we didn't go. And then we were sat there and we were like, oh, we really should have gone. But it was like, I think it was good being on Sky because obviously we had the Jason Out chance on at the 24th minute. Then right at the end of the game, and obviously all the players were going over to the fans. One of our friends made a banner that said, "Save our shrimps, Jason Out." And that was on TV for like a good 5 minutes, I'd say. And I think that is what we needed. Like you say, obviously Hartlepool's struggling. There's so many clubs like in the EFL now that are struggling that we need to get it out. And I think it was such a good Monday night game of football to watch. Like it was constantly back and forth. I think we played great, and I was generally thought we could get the winner at the end. But it's one of them where I think from now we need to be playing 2 up front because it works. Daka's needed the help up front and he got it. And I think from now on it needs to be 2 up front because I don't think Daka's can do it on his own and he needs someone with him. But I think hopefully we've got Notts County on Saturday. If we can get a result out of that, massive. But then we're at home on Tuesday. So I think 2 games on the bounce at home could really help the lads push forward and get the points. Because like Rebecca said, other teams are pulling away now and we still haven't won a game. And it's like, okay, I think if we lost at Fleetwood on Monday, I think it seriously would have been right. What are we going to do? Because we can't carry on like this. Yeah. As long as we got a point on the board, I think that was more than enough for us. But I think now going into Saturday and going into Tuesday, we need to seriously think about, we need to get a win because once we got that win on the board, that could be it. We could be getting wins and wins and wins and we'd be climbing up that table. But I think Monday was incredible from the boys. It was like there was no give up attitude from them. They could have easily like put their heads down and gone, nah, okay, we're 2-0 down. That's it. Let's just try and sit back so they can't score anymore. But then they went forward and they scored. And then obviously Harlem got that last minute like winner. It was insane. So I think as a fan of the club, it felt so good for us to get that point on the board and think, okay, right, we know we can do this. We can score the goals. We just maybe need to change it up a little bit and put 2 up front because I think that could really, really help us going forward. So hopefully we've got Derek back on Saturday on the touchline, so that'll be great for us. And then if we put 2 up front, anything could happen on Saturday.
Fingers crossed for you, mate.
Sort of win. You can say the win until Tuesday when I'm there, right? And then I'll say it was me that made them win because I was there.
To be fair, I watched us on Monday, and I thought I agree with everything you said there. I didn't think they deserved to be 2-0 down. No. I thought Fleetwood took the goals well. The lad who scored Fleetwood's first goal is a really good footballer. I can't remember.
He was really good.
He's a really good player. But more than deserved a point. It was justified that it was a great game of football. It was a really good, for a good advert for League Two on Monday night. To be fair, it was just a proper good old fashioned derby, wasn't it? Good game of football.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying neutral fans were just saying it was such a good game to watch because it was constant back and forth, and I think that just shows even in the EFL the football down here is incredible, and it just shows, like, just get down to your local team. If one of your Premier League teams isn't playing, go down and watch them. Like, it's not that much to go and watch them, and sometimes you can get one of the best games you've ever seen.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I have got a question for you as well.
It's doing all right, It's doing all right. I won't say anymore because I'm not jinxing it, because Luke made Tom White get jinxed and now he's injured, so I'm not saying anything more.
There's a lot of chat as well, obviously, about Wimbledon and their pitch. Lucas put, it was kind of Newcastle to make a large donation to Wimbledon for the repair costs of their pitch.
They can't afford it. Like, they're only the richest club in the world. Like, they could have bought them a new pitch, to be fair.
A crowdfunding page set up to raise money for AFC Wimbledon after the club's stadium was damaged by flooding has gathered more than 100,000 in donations. Yeah. And then Aled asked again. I know. But just looking at the other results, I will read out Tranmere Rovers show. He has put, Tranmere news, we lost 2 long away trips to Colchester and Gillingham 3-0. Gillingham was undeserved and Colchester was a shit show. I think we're all right. Oh, Patrick is brill and so is Cam Norman. I love that. A shit show. I will read Dietrich's out as well. So, she has put, my match review. No one really wants to talk about a 0-0. We had a couple of chances, and to be fair, so did Wimbledon. Wimbledon thought they scored, but it was ruled offside. Both clubs have been charged by the FA following a confrontation in the last 10 minutes or so of the game, on to Harrogate at the weekend away. And then that was that again. I feel like everyone's chat sending twice, isn't it? We'll just quickly look now at these results. So any standouts? I think Barrow 2, Newport 0.
Not like Barrow, but Barrow. Just
I'm pretty sure as well. Let me double check. Yeah, the top of the league as well.
Yeah.
It's a good result for Crew beating them lot.
Them lot, I love it.
Yeah, I think Carlisle as well, because they've been really indifferent. Swindon had a good win last week, didn't they? So
yeah, I think Carlisle just sacked the manager as well just before. Like I think it was last week, but they hadn't come down well, had they? Tell you who's doing well. It was going under the radar in Walsall. Right? I think they're like playoffs to like just outside the playoffs or something. But they're going. Oh no, they're not. Where are they? They're doing really well. But they're going under everyone's radar. Like no one said Walsall this season did that. Like anyone in the prediction when I think Walsall will have a really good season. They've really done well. I couldn't see them in the league now. Well, yeah, they're one of the ones to watch out. Obviously, Gillingham beating Notts County as well, top of the table clash. So fair play to Gillingham there.
I think all these rumours as well about Scott Lindsay going to Milton Keynes, and I've seen arguments on both sides of it, and whether it's a true rumour or not. And like for me, I think it's a bit similar to what happened with Dave Challoner leaving Hartlepool, because he stepped back down, knowing that he was going to progress. And see, the only concern I'd have is a bit of a hero at Crawley, and he could stay there all season. They're expected to go down. Crawley fans expected him to go down. So anything other than that is a bonus. So he would still have a job next season regardless. And I just think Milton Keynes just seems to go through manager after manager after manager. So you're leaving something like that. But then again, he's obviously like keen to grow. So he'd be leaving to go to a bigger club, as much as I have to say that through gritted teeth. You've got new investment, haven't they? So it's new potential. I feel a bit snidey on Gateshead's old manager. I can't think of his name, Williamson.
Williamson.
Mike
Yeah,
Williamson.
he's gone Carlisle, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a Carlisle.
He's just gone to Carlisle.
Oh, right. I've not seen that. Right, that's fair then. I don't feel sorry for him then.
Not anymore.
Did he
Sorry,
get
not
sacked,
sorry.
or did he leave? I don't know if he got sacked and then just got the Carlisle job, or if he'd left to join Carlisle. I'm not sure, because it would make sense.
Just left.
Yeah, it would make sense. Because
Yeah.
he's from the northeast. He lives in the northeast because he's obviously ex-Newcastle and went to Gateshead after his Newcastle career. So, like, obviously being back up, Carlisle's like, it's not really northeast, it's Cumbria, but it's closer to home than what Milton is. I suppose that could have been a reason.
Yeah. So I just think with Scott Lindsay, it might just be one of them where, like, there's the investment there, there's the potential to grow. And as much as I don't like to say that Milton Keynes are bigger, they are a bigger club, there's more potential for the growth. Like I say, they've got the investment. So he could really go and do a really good job for him. I rate him so highly as a manager, and I'm just surprised that another club hasn't snapped him up, to be honest.
See, I don't think it's unfair you're saying that, even though Crawley are in a higher league than Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes are probably a bigger club. You look at that, the stadium that they've got, the next stadium, they've got, money behind them. They probably are a bigger club. Not really special, but you see that happening in every league. That
You
there
need
is.
to change your Wi-Fi company.
Oh, sorry. Fair enough.
Is he proper froze now?
I don't know.
No.
Going in and out.
It's not the weather is so bad here today. Like, so bad. Should I start again?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that you see that. I'll come off and come back in. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh my God, what is going on?
Just before we bring Ant back in when he does, he is on dial-up. Carlisle is virtually Scotland. Lucas put, don't blame him for going Carlisle. And yes, Carlisle did have an American takeover. I think it was the start of last season, if I recall right. Pretty sure it is. We have got him back.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello. Right, there we go. No, the weather up here is awful. I think that's probably why.
Don't worry about it. Go on, Anne.
What have I missed?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were carrying on from where you left off.
No, just about Crawley, really. I kind of agree with what Claire said. I think it is quite fair to say that Milton Keynes probably are a bigger club than Crawley, and it's no disrespect for Crawley, but Milton Keynes have got a decent enough stadium. They've got financial clout behind them, and they probably are a bigger club. And it's not really unfair to say that. And if like Scott Lindsay wants to try somewhere where he's going to get a lot of financial backing, then I think that's fair play.
Yeah.
So,
You can see, like, sometimes you have to take a step back to take a step forward.
100%, yeah.
Take a step back to take 2 steps forward. Oh, I know what I mean.
Lucas said as well that he will back and up because the weather is awful.
It's awful everywhere.
It's absolutely horrendous up here. Like.
Yeah, it is there. There's another weather warning, isn't there?
Any other standouts for anyone? I don't want to say it because obviously it is Swindon, but as we mentioned, Carlisle are doing all right. Grimsby as well beating Bromley. They've been struggling there. Artell as well. I know there's been a lot of people calling for his head, wanting him out, Artell, but I think they just need to be patient with him, to be honest. What does everyone else think?
Yeah, 100% agree.
I think he's a good manager, mate. I really rate him.
Yeah, I do. Look at that. I've just seen that that's a really, really good win for Gillingham.
Yes.
Like Notts County as well. Really good win.
Weren't Notts County top not that long ago, and haven't they couple of results. Like, had a couple of. Did they lose last week as well?
No, they won last week.
Did they win last week?
Yeah, but they lost obviously the week gone. That's what's knocked them off the top.
Yeah. Any others before we move on? Should we move on to the table?
I think we've mentioned every game.
I think we have, to be fair. So the top of League Two, we have Barrow on 16 points, Gillingham a second on 16 points, Walsall a third on 15 points, Notts County a fourth on 14 points, fifth we have AFC Wimbledon on 13 points, Doncaster are sixth on 13 points, Crewe Alexandra are seventh on 13 points. And then I'm so sorry, girls. The bottom of League Two, in 23rd, we have Accrington Stanley on 3 points. And Morecambe are bottom, unfortunately, on 2 points. But it will change soon.
At least
I'm hoping
you
so.
can console each other.
I know, yeah. When I go to Accrington away, I'll find her and I'll just give her a hug and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
And if it does go really bad, at least you'll see me then in National League.
Yeah. I'll come to Rochdale because then I can go home to my mum's and I don't have to drive back. Brilliant.
We'll end up drawing when us two play. You know that's going to happen.
Or it's going to be like a 0-0, boring game.
Or it'll just be your luck Donald Love scored.
As long as he doesn't celebrate, it's all right.
Claire, League One, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, and it doesn't happen very often for us nowadays.
All right.
No, I mean, we had time, like a lot of years of just getting battered every week. And it is a good reminder that, these things happen. We just weren't good enough from minute one. And we thoroughly deserve to get beat. And do you know what? Sometimes it's good to remind yourselves that used to be how it is, and actually it's all right to lose a game of football. I'm still really happy with how we've started the season. Leyton Orient just did a job on us. They were just better than us, deserved to win. The scoreline didn't flatter them. Obviously I wasn't there because I'd gone to a hen do this weekend, but Sam said that I'd definitely made the right decision not going. It's just one of them things, it happens. From all accounts, Leyton Orient just set up better. There is some question marks. People are saying that they don't think Corey Dye is very good, that Ben Hinchliffe's a better keeper. So I don't know if we might see those two swapped around in the next couple of weeks if things don't improve. Obviously, everyone loves Ben. Jack Diamond got his first goal for us, and it's really good to see him playing every week, and he looks like he's going to be a hell of a player for us, so I hope that with us he gets his career back on track. We're away to Barnsley on Saturday night, so let's just go out there and let's just go and turn the shit result around.
I love that. That has to be a quote. That has to be on a t-shirt. Let's go out there and turn that shit result around.
I'm going to get a banger. I'm going to hold it on Tuesday night.
It'd have to be a kind of big t-shirt, Char, to be fair. There's a lot of words in there.
We need an Absolute Football Podcast quote book and everyone's best quotes inspiring others. The football quote book.
My only one's like it when I said about 7, it pinged off his ass. I think that's the only thing.
I don't know. Graham pulled one up before and said it'd be a great song.
Hey!
Yeah.
Graham pulled one up before.
Oh my god.
That's it, Michael. That's it.
Must have had lost.
Shy, you
Must have had lost. They did our family pet.
I didn't mean that. There is a question for the quiz as well.
Which one?
I know.
All of them.
I will just go on to Shawnee's match report as well. He has put, so obviously he's a Northampton fan. Huddersfield away. We were 1-0 up after 18 minutes through one of the craziest own goals. And then 7 minutes later, Cam McGeehan. Is it McGeehan? Isn't it?
McGeehan.
Yeah. Scored from outside of the box, 2-0 at half-time. And then 13 minutes later, Forsu made it 3.
Have you seen that own goal, by the way? Because I've got a slight rant on this, right? Because
go on then, I'll let you have your rant.
Bolton did it the week before against Huddersfield, actually. And then twice in the League Cup, Watford did it and Bolton again did it. Stop playing out from the bloody back if you're not good enough. Simple as.
Oh, we play out from the back all the time.
Yeah, but if you're good enough to do it, that's fair enough. You know what I mean? But it's
just the way now, and
it's just the way. But teams aren't good enough to do it. But I mean, that own goal, Huddersfield's own goal the other night, that was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And what's wrong with just clearing your lines now? That just seems to be completely like they're literally. If I'm under pressure, I'll just clear it. Seems to be gone from all the football. It's like, no, I'm just going to be a wise guy and pass it to be sent off who can't see the ball. You know what I mean? It's absolutely mental.
I love that rant. I love Ant's rants. We've not had many this season.
Yeah, but that's the first one of the season I've been in a very, very happy. It's not even affecting my team either. I just think it's stupid.
Oh, funny. I can't even read this out because I'm laughing at your rants. Someone read it out for me. I'm going to kick off.
Oh, Claire.
Absolutely.
P2, part 2. Pat Brough came in on the 70th minute and suffered a fractured leg, but managed to stay on. So that will be a big loss. Then we conceded, and then they had a big loss. Then we conceded, and then they had which was saved by Bird and Ademayo. Red card. What? Talking English.
I know that Lee Burge did save a penalty, so I think it was a penalty. And then Odemir or whatever it is got sent off for them. I think that's what he's trying to say.
What a great win, though, for Northampton.
Oh, fantastic win. Yeah,
what a great win.
Fantastic win for them. And to be fair, Huddersfield, who had a really good win last week against Bolton, lost twice because they lost last night as well. They got beat off Blackburn. Yeah. So shows you like in League One, bar Birmingham, it's anyone's game, isn't it? Just Birmingham run away with it. I know.
Got to get beat as well.
Well, hopefully get beat a few times.
I'll let us foot. Before I talk about our game, just wanted to say this, unless it changes. Our home record in the league is insane. We have only lost 3 games since the 28th of May, 2022.
Ooh.
Okay,
Kyle has said as well, Peterborough had a good result. Let's get on to that. Oh, first, Graham. He has put Charlton versus Blackpool. A game that, if we'd bothered to play all 90 minutes, we'd have got something from the game. Started well, but after 10 minutes, we couldn't even seemingly string a pass to one another.
All the best teams lost this week.
Sean put cheers for helping me out, and
you're more than welcome.
Alan put obviously about the Wrexham game, about our home game against Crawley. Their position in the league is justifiable, as they are a very well drilled side. We looked a bit leggy, probably because of playing Birmingham on the Monday before. Sorry, Aled, there's 3 parts. But the proof of that will be when we go to Orient this Saturday. 2 great goals from us, but we got a complaint of if the linesman flags for offside, surely the ref should take it into account. But
he can overrule referee can overrule an offside if he doesn't think it was offside. There you go.
He didn't even go to the linesman and awarded the Crawley goal anyway, but what an incredible miss from Crawley.
That was a bad miss. That
insane miss from Crawley. Oh, I've got part 2 from Graham now after Alex. We gave him the first goal. Ball came in, and I can't even try. Someone say it. I've not got patience. Jumped and attacked it so well and buried it in the top corner. Sadly, we were attacking the other goal. Honestly, I've not got the patience to read today. Someone will have to help me out. I can't. I just
We're
can't.
nearly there, Shah. Just one league to go.
I know.
The best till last.
Any other standouts in League One? I mean, Bolton actually won a game. That's not certain for them anymore.
Yeah, Bolton. There's a good result for Exeter as well. I think Stephen. I don't know. I kind of expected Stevenage might edge that one. Just don't really rate Exeter's chances for no reason whatsoever. Good result. A good result for Mansfield as well.
Yeah, very good result.
Yeah.
Birmingham winning again.
Sure.
So they should be without money they spent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Pretty
much all done and dusted after about 20 minutes as well.
Sean, that's because you're not one of the best teams.
Dale lost at weekend. Dale lost at weekend, so I actually agree.
Oh, that is a tricky 3 home games for Charlton. Sam's going to that one. It's his birthday, so I've got him a ticket. I'm not going.
Rebecca, were you saying something? Sorry.
I was going to say the Blackpool one for me was my standout, purely just because, have you seen Harry Tyre's fumble for Charlton's goal?
Yeah.
He has the ball in his hand and just drops it. It's
Oh.
like, I don't know how he did it. But he did pull off a few good saves, like he did pull it back a bit. But honestly, I don't know how he did it. But, I mean, lovely goal from Ahadme to give Blackpool the lead. Great header. I mean, if Aki did that, we'd be clearing every ball possible.
Quickly going on to League One now. The table. Wrexham are top with 16 points. Birmingham are second with 16 points. Barnsley are third with 13 points. You nearly spat your drink out then, didn't you, man?
That was close. Barnsley.
Charlton Athletic are fourth with 13 points. Huddersfield Town are fifth with 12 points. Lincoln City are sixth with 11 points. And in the relegation zone, I mean, look at Rotherham.
Mm-hmm.
Rotherham are 21st with 6 points. Burton Albion are 22nd with 4 points. Shrewsbury Town are 23rd with 3 points. And Cambridge United are bottom of League One with 1 point. Burton are always really low in League
they're
One,
always
aren't they?
there.
But they always manage to save it, don't they?
I thought they might be doing a bit better this season, though, because they've had that investment, haven't they?
Yeah.
Bless him. I'll cut my report short, Shara, as you're having struggles. I'm just having struggles in general with life, don't worry. I'm just a struggler. That's why I'm a Rochdale fan. And Championship. Talk to us about Sunderland.
Well, after the derby, that wasn't a derby and all that. But, yeah, I mean, we're on the telly, so we do normally lose to Bury. We normally lose when we're on the telly, so it's nice to... kind of put both of those demons to bed, really. I thought from the get-go, though, even the fans themselves, because we put a really nice display on with the old ship badge and this is where you side when the players went out. And it made it seem like a really good, atmosphere, and it was. And to be fair to Borough, they started the better. They probably should have scored, Tommy Conway should have scored, hit the bar. And for me, he's got to score that. If you were a striker and I think it was 8-9 yards out of the header, free header, you've got to bury it. The net's got to ripple, basically, and it didn't. And then we grew into it. Scored when we were on top, a goal from our 17-year-old sensation, Chris Rigg, who showed unbelievable composure and, well, just, taking the piss, really, with a back heel where, took the goalkeeper on. He's running out of space. You're thinking he can either pull it back because the angle wasn't good enough for him to score. And he does that a little back heel and it goes in, and it's just the place erupted, and just singing his song all the way through. And I thought he was excellent the entire game. I thought he was absolutely outstanding, to be honest. Him and Joe Bellingham were just brilliant. And it's been like that all season with Job. He's just massively improved. And we had to see the game out well, but I've got to be honest, I was quite disappointed with Borough. I was expecting more from them. I thought we had a game plan where we normally, do a really good press, really high press, and we didn't this game. We kind of just sat back and absorbed Borough's pressure. But Borough ran out of ideas after about an hour. In the last half an hour, I thought we sorted out really well. To be fair, probably should have scored another couple of goals. Remain Mundell at the post on a free kick, which absolutely flew. If the goalkeeper didn't move, it just, it unfortunately hit the post. Bless you, Claire, by the way. Patrick Roberts had a good opportunity, but yeah, good clean sheet, good win. A win against, a side that, is going to be there or thereabouts. We were top again for 2 hours because then West Brom went and won. But, we're second in the table. We've got a hard week coming up. We've got Watford, then Derby and Leeds at home. If you give me 6 points from that, even 5 for winning 2 draws, I'll take. We keep on. I think we keep on surprising people. So I think people might have said, look, you were top for maybe a couple of weeks, and when we got beat off Plymouth, that might have been the train derailing, really. But I thought we're really, for a young side, I thought they showed so much professionalism and composure for a young team and maturity. And you know what? We will be up there if we can keep this team together, because obviously in January there are going to be teams coming in for our players. It would amaze me if Rig isn't a big money signing for one of the top teams. I've got to be honest, I think he's just absolutely unbelievable. But we'll see. We've got some players to come back. We signed Aaron Connolly during the week, which for me on a free is a no-brainer. I think that's a cracking signing. It comes, he's got plenty to prove, but he scored goals last year for Hull. I think got 8 and 12, which is a cracking return. So we'll see what happens with him. But like I said, this is a hard week. We're gonna have to shop and change because not everyone can play 3 games in 6 days. It's a difficult one. So we'll see where we are by this time next week. To be fair, yes, me by the way.
Everyone got a cold.
I just like them.
Oh God.
I eat Jakeman's cough sweets when I haven't got a cough.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Really?
Lovely.
I find them too strong, so I have to bite them in half so I can eat them.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah. But as Sam said, Sam's just said in the comment there, Rig for being 17, for doing that is, that he's going to be an elite player because only elite players can do that. Just class and fair play as well. I've got to give shout out to Dennis Serpent as well. I thought all through that game was excellent. And Chris Mepham with his debut, and that was his first game for us since signing from Bournemouth. I thought he was unbelievable. I really do. And I said when we signed him, he'd be a proper good player.
Yeah, he did.
He was excellent, to be fair. Absolutely outstanding. So yeah, there we go.
Still smiling.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah. I'm just taking it all in. Just
cracking start.
I keep on saying it, from where we were 6 months ago, with pretty much the same rubber players, shows you how good of a job Register Bree's doing at Sunderland. I think he's doing a fantastic, and I think it showed on Saturday that he is a clever manager. The fact that he changed the way we play, but we still got a 1-0 win and we still look good. And he's basically said that we can adapt to any situation. And I think he's certainly got us, adoring him at the moment, and long may it continue, to be honest.
Oh, buzzing for you. I'm really sorry, Anne. I just had a bit of a moment then.
Oh, I wasn't looking at you, sorry.
I'm really pleased. I just felt like it was quite rude, so I wanted to apologise.
No problem.
I'm very, very pleased for you that Sunderland are doing so well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other standouts for you on this slide, Ant? The Championship? Any you want to speak about?
Simon's not here anymore, is he? Because I would have mentioned Coventry because they're really struggling at the minute, and I don't know why.
Where's Simon?
He went ages ago, didn't he? He hasn't shouted up for a while. So, but if he's still there, I mean, what is going on? I mean, Swansea. To be fair to Swansea City, Swansea have had a decent start of the season, but Coventry have just been awful, like pretty much all season. And you look at the sides. You look at us and Leeds and Burnley who were consistently playing really, really well, and Coventry were one of the favourites to go up, and Coventry is still really struggling, and they're going to have to start winning soon, because otherwise they're going to be left behind. Because there's so many teams who have started well. I still there.
Trouble on.
So many teams who have started well, and I was one of the ones who did tip Coventry to do well this year. And they normally don't start brilliantly, but now that we're into late September, obviously we've got the national break coming up after next week, where we play 3 games in a week. But you come to your second international break, and people do start looking at the table properly after about 10, 11 games, and we'll be on that, when the second international break comes. So they're gonna have to really start hitting the straps soon, to be honest. Because as I said before, there's so many teams who have started well and are very consistent at the moment.
Completely agree. I'll just quickly go to the chat before I ask everybody else. But Michael has put as well, Leeds played the most boring match ever after going up a man and a goal. What has happened to Cardiff? What has happened to Cardiff? I mean, they sacked the manager, haven't they?
Yeah, but the thing is with Cardiff, and it's happened with a few teams. It happened with Birmingham last season. If you stop investing in your football club, other clubs overtake you, and it's basically what's happened with Cardiff. Cardiff came into this season with pretty much the same team as last season, who weren't very good last season. So they naturally aren't going to be good. Yeah, but I mean, Bule's hit he's the one who's had to take the blame. God knows who they're going to get in or who they have. I don't know if they've brought someone in. God knows who they're going to get in, but I wouldn't touch that job with a barge pole, to be honest, because they're not going to strengthen in January. So they've pretty much put all of their hopes on Chris Willock, who is an all right footballer. Don't get us wrong, but he's not a world beater.
No, completely agree. Simon, I can't read it out, but there you go.
Effing awful. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It is flummoxing, to be honest. I thought they had a really, really good side this year. When they signed Jack Radoni, I thought, that's a brilliant signing. And I didn't think O'Hare would be a miss. I didn't think, Casey Palmer would be a miss. But, Casey Palmer's doing all right at Hull. And obviously Sheffield United are doing all right. So, I don't know.
Just on the Cardiff situation as well, Aled has mentioned, it's not a player issue or a manager issue. It's a poor ownership issue. Not run well off the pitch. Do we agree?
Yeah, 100%. But the problem is, as is with all clubs that are poorly run and poorly managed and poorly owned, the ownership aren't going to bite the bullet. What manager is, because it's the easiest thing to do, isn't it?
100%. 100%. Managers are so easily scapegoated.
Yeah.
Just on Sheffield United, because Johnny is obviously a Sheffield United fan. He has put, can I just say, I'm not used to seeing all of these clean sheets lately. It was great stuff by Hamer when he scored. Take it, Johnny. Take it. Don't jinx it. I've said the same, and then we've conceded loads, so don't.
Just while he's on about Sheffield United, I think Sheffield United are doing really well without playing really well. And that's a good omen for the season. Because I don't think they've played well that much this season, but they're picking results up. So we've got a goal there in November, because I think me and my cousin are going down. It's a Friday night game. I think it's a Friday night game, but I hope it is, because we're going down to Friday night. So, but I'll be and now they're a good side at home, to be fair.
He also asked as well, has anyone seen the bite in the Preston Blackburn match?
Yes,
there's a lot of chat about Preston and Blackburn.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting, and he needs to be banned for a long time. That man.
Yeah.
I've not seen it. but we had a player once that bit someone and he got banned for 10 games. So you think that they should have the same kind of punishment if they have bitten someone.
The thing was as well, it was so. I mean, it's unwanted anyway because it's disgusting, to be honest. Yeah. But that lad had just been sent off. The lad who was the victim in the bite, he'd just been sent off, and so I was like, just let him walk off. He's he's already giving your side an advantage. I know Preston had a man sent off because Sam Greenwood was sent off early on, which was a pretty bad tackle. When you look at his tackle, I've got a red card. And Trey Humes for Sunderland against Burren in the early minutes that got a yellow card. They were pretty much the same tackle. So this is where you go on about referees and consistency. It was pretty much the same, but that bite it's not what football's about. Even in derby games like that, you can't go around biting people.
It's not what life's about. What kind of person?
Yeah, who bites somebody?
Yeah.
To bite a person.
Yeah. And it was from behind as well, so it was like, I was already a cowardly act anyway because he
was on the back of his neck or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like
he pulled his shirt down to the ref and was trying to say, "Look, he's bit me," and the ref was just like, "Not listening, mate."
He's left like a huge mark on his back. I think I've seen him.
Yeah,
crazy.
Graham's put Luis Suarez apparently.
Oh,
Graham as well. Plymouth versus Luton on a Friday night. Another Sky game for the fans. Yeah, Rob Edwards time, Graham. we want more Luton.
We haven't seen him on the TV yet.
Exactly. We want him in HD.
Ultra HD.
Exactly, ultra.
They should be calling that game Beauty and the Beast, shouldn't they? Rob Edwards.
I love it.
I'm quite impressed with that one.
I've had a few tonight, haven't I?
How long were you sat on that one for, Anne?
As long as I was with Bullet biting the bullet, to be honest.
Aled has put as well, hope Portsmouth's form improves as would like to see them stay up. And he's put potentially get a Portsmouth Southampton the following season.
To be fair as well, Sharp, Portsmouth were really unlucky on Saturday because Burnley had to get a last minute goal and it wasn't a great goal. It was badly defended, to be fair, but pardon me, but it was a last minute. So the bother is with Portsmouth at the minute. Portsmouth have played a lot of hard games since they've started. They had Leeds first game, they've had Borough, they've had ourselves. And they keep finding ways of getting into the games and then finding a way to lose them, which or not, and they haven't won. You know what I mean? So that ends up when you're playing the teams that are down and around you, it puts you on already under massive pressure anyway to get a result. So I think they'll be all right. I think they've got enough, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Graham has put as well, Portsmouth and Southampton both going down. Sean has put, the only thing you should buy is your food. Sam has put, Portsmouth versus Southampton, no thank you, have to go down to the bunker. Michael has put as well, a lot of Leeds fans not happy with the start and with Fark. They have lost one game. What are we making of Leeds? Anybody? I'll leave it open for anybody to answer this.
I don't think you can moan about them having a bad start when they've lost one game. Let's get a grip. It's September.
Yeah.
Quick look.
It's 7 games in. It's not that.
And they're in the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to complain about only losing.
I know.
I think the problem with Leeds, and it's been the same for the last couple of years, their fans seem to have this feeling that because they are Leeds that they should be at the top. Where it doesn't work like that. Other teams invest as well.
Yeah.
You have to invest. You have to get the style of play right. You have to get your tactics right. And it's very early into the season. I don't think you can really tell much in the table from this point. Sorry, Anne, I don't mean that nastily.
No, I agree. I
think a lot of people just maybe are expecting too much of it, and that's where the disappointment's from.
Yeah, I think the problem as well with Leeds that you've got to remember that obviously Archie Gray left, Crystal Somerville left, Georgina Ruter left, and that's a big bulk of the players who got quite a lot of goals from last year. And I don't think they've replaced them. They've kept Willie Nonto. I'm not sure about Willie Nando, to be honest. I say he'll probably score against us next Friday, but Leeds will be in the top 6. There will be, as Graham said, they always start a little bit slow because you've got to get used to, as Claire just said there, you're getting used to new tactics, new everything, really. And in Fargo, they have got a manager who has been there and done that. It might be like an underwhelming appointment for them, but he has been there and he's done it. And I keep on saying about Leeds. Leeds got 90 points last season and still never went up. That won't happen this season. You know what I mean? If they get 90 points this season, they'll go up. So, I think they just need to be patient a little bit and see what happens, you know what I mean? But they've got I would have took their start. We've had a better start. I would have took that. I think, pretty much 24 out of 24 sides probably would have took being 6th at the end of September. You know what I mean? So there's nothing to worry about there.
Definitely. Michael's put as well, they miss Bielsa. They miss his style of play and can't get over it.
I miss Bielsa.
The fans miss Bielsa more than the actual player, I think. Sorry about it. I haven't interrupted you there.
No, you're right. I just miss Bielsa sat on his bucket. I think that was just peak. And then the guy who did the translation. That always makes do they actually translate it proper, or does he just get bored of listening and just comes up with his own thing?
Do you remember? I mean, it was a long time ago, and that was when Claudio Ranieri first came into England. I think he was Chelsea manager, and he had a translator. And when the translator was translating what he was saying, Ranieri was looking as if he was like on the moon. I think he was like kind of saying, "I didn't fucking say that." I think he had a basic grasp of English, but didn't want to like come across as an idiot on telly.
Yeah.
And he was like looking at the translator, going, "Nah, I didn't say that."
Pochettino was like that as well when he first came. Was it to Southampton and he had the translator?
There were once one, and he was talking for 5 minutes, and the translator said, "We had a good game." And he went on for like a good 10 minutes, like doing a full in-depth like evaluation of the match. And the guy just said it in like 4 words.
We've actually got Aid in the chat. He is a Portsmouth fan. He has put, my beloved Portsmouth have had a tough start. Leeds, Luton, Middlesbrough, Sunderland, West Brom, Burnley. Sheffield United next on Saturday. For a newly promoted club, the fixture list hasn't been great.
No, I think that's a great point. I really do. I'd be interested to ask Aid though, who was the best team you've seen out of all them, and if it was anyone else but Sunderland, you're wrong.
Glenn in the chat as well, obviously a Coventry fan, has put, sad to say, I feel our chairman will sack Mark Robbins if Cov don't get 4 points from the next 3 games at least.
I agree with that, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think the worrying thing is if you're a Coventry fan, has it reached its natural end with Robbins? You know what I mean? Because they tend to do really start badly. And they haven't play catch up all the time. Yes, it ended up with a playoff final the first season, but they seem to have fell away a little bit last year. I think the FA Cup semi-final took a lot out of them. The FA Cup run in general took a lot out of them, and the season ended in a bit of a whimper. And now they haven't started well, so he probably is under pressure. As much as I think he'd walk into another job, but he probably is under a little bit of pressure there. Like,
any other standouts for anyone on this slide? No? Rebecca, Jen, any?
No, don't think so.
No? Covered them all. Simon has put as well, Bielsa apparently speaks English, but pretended not to try to avoid being asked difficult questions.
I'll try that.
I might try that on this podcast.
Yeah, that is true about Bielsa. He apparently speaks perfect English, but he didn't want the reporters to ask him stupid questions, so he sent the translator out.
Do you know what, though? Fair play, because the English media and the newspapers and everything like that, I'd be exactly the same. So go on, Bielsa. Go on, lad. Michael has put as well, that first game for Portsmouth, from dream start to oh no, to wow, what a miss within minutes. Had an entire season of emotions after the 90-minute mark.
Yeah.
Oh, and Aid has replied, West Brom, Sunderland. Leeds going to be in the mix for the championship title from what I've seen. Michael has put as well, Aronson should have won that game versus Portsmouth with 2 goals. Simon has put about Coventry. Robbins has also spent a lot of money, so that's also why there's so much pressure on him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But when it's, I support, I'm trying to make excuses for him because I like Mark Robbins a lot. I think he's a hell of a manager, and I think he's done wonders at Coventry. Yeah. And it's like, but every season they've taken the best players away. You saw Gyökeres and Hamer last year, which I still don't think they're over. You're not going to be over Gyökeres. I mean, Gyökeres is banging the goals in for Sporting Lisbon now. And he's one of the highest goal scorers in Europe. You know what I mean? He's on fire. So they're obviously going to miss him. They've took him away. Yes, you can say all you want about Callum O'Hare, but he was still a good player for Coventry. And then who else? They got rid of someone else as well, and someone didn't. But so if they keep on taking away players, it is hard to keep on replacing them with the like for like. And obviously Ellis Sims did really well last season, but hasn't started this season very well.
Yeah.
I think he's only got 1 or 2 goals, so I can get that. I really can. I know he spent a lot of money, but a lot of teams spend a lot of money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it doesn't always happen. We've spent very much minimal money, and we're second. So it's about what you do with the players that come in, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Championship table. So, top of the table, we have West Brom on 16 points. Sunderland are second on 15 points. Burnley are third on 13 points. Blackburn Rovers are fourth on 12 points. Sheffield United are fifth on 12 points. Leeds United are 6th on 11 points. And then in the relegation zone, we have Sheffield Wednesday, who are 22nd on 4 points. Portsmouth are 23rd on 3 points. And Cardiff City are bottom of the championship on 1 point. Just while we're on the relegated teams, I just wanted to talk a bit about Sheffield Wednesday because me and Claire had some really sad news today. Someone who we go on Twitter Spaces with and speak football about, called Tim, one of our friends. He was a massive Sheffield Wednesday fan, loved them. Unfortunately, he passed away. So I just wanted to say to his friends, his family, sending our condolences, and what a lovely, genuine lad he was. He just had so much love for football, so much love for his club, and just the stories he tells. I'm getting choked up now, sorry, speaking about it. Just the stories and everything that he told. So, yeah, I'm really going to miss him. So.
Yeah, me too. It did, honestly, do you know that just those people that, they tell, real lived life stories, but the way they tell them, it just gets everybody hooked, and you're like, oh my God, more stories, more stories. He was such a nice person. He used to banter him, and he was definitely someone that could talk even more than me. So, it definitely like to chat. Really, really sad news. And I know, he'd recently, organised loads of charity football matches and stuff like that. And he was only about my age, and it was, an issue with his heart by the sound of it. So, it's just really sad. And I suppose you never know, no matter what you've got in life, your life is going to end at some point. So rather than being caught up on stuff that really is mundane, avoiding doing stuff, just do it. Life is too short.
100%.
It is too short. Anything can change at any moment. So you just need to go out there and do whatever you want to do. If you want to go and travel, go and travel. If you want to go wherever, go and do it. Life can change so fast.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just someone who, even though you don't really know them in person, you've never met them, you do have that connection and the speaking football and everything. And it was dead funny because the first thing he said to me when I went in a Twitter space was, "Thank God, I finally found someone who supports a shitter team than me." And it just made me laugh, and just moments like that. And I just really wanted to mention it because I know people in the chat are watching, or you guys, I know Claire does, but you might not know him. But I feel like with this podcast, I do want to cherish the people that I do come across, online and things, because, sorry, I'm getting upset. But social media can be portrayed as a really bad place, but you can also meet some really like genuine people. So just bear with me a minute, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's so true. Like, you can meet so many people through social media that are amazing people, and yeah, it is just really sad. Like, I'm like so sad about it. He told us once, like, he was on, Blind Date, but the rerun version of it, and he was telling us this story about being on Blind Date, and he'd met this woman on Tinder, and then they'd kind of not bothered, and then they'd gone on Blind Date, and they got sent to New Zealand, and they were like, oh yeah, it's all right. Anyway, this woman he'd met on Tinder went through like to find him on social media because she was like, oh, he's fit, and he actually ended up engaged to her and running a business with her and all that. And it's after she saw him on TV.
Oh,
I am sorry as well, everyone, for getting upset.
But honestly,
I can't help it. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that, like I said, because as much as people don't know him, it did mean a lot to us. And I just feel like with football, we are just one big football family. We can share our experiences and things like that. But at the end of the day, the connections and the people we meet, I just wanted to kind of cherish him because it was a really positive person, even though he did support a bad football team. But that, honestly, that line he said to me, that'll live with me forever because it was so funny. And one of them moments where everyone in the space were laughing because he was genuinely so excited that he didn't support the worst team in that space. I was like, thanks.
Thanks, mate.
It's a good time to talk about it as well, being World Heart Day on Sunday. And the EFL have actually, every EFL goal scored this weekend, Sky Bet are donating £1,000 to the British Heart Foundation. And there's been campaigns all around with like Vinnie Jones and stuff like that, who's had issues with his heart, to like help people to learn about CPR and stuff like that. So it's always like really important. It doesn't always like work, but it can do, and it can be really, really vital to save someone. So yeah.
But yeah, that is the end of our podcast and the football chat. And it's been a good one. It's been a long one. I know some of our teams have lost, some of them have won. It's been quite an eventful one, hasn't it? But yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat as well. Jen, if anybody wants to find you, where can they find you? Apart from with a big banner.
Yeah. When next on TV for Sky, I'll have a big banner, don't you worry. You'll see it. It's fine. But you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, them kind of places. It's all Jen Hunt _ and all that. And hopefully Morecambe will get their first win over the next 2 home games.
Rebecca, where can everybody find you?
Can find me here. _Rebecca _short_. That's on Twitter and TikTok. And then you can find my Her Game 2 content at ASFC Her Game 2. And then anything F1, 2 and 3 related, along with Jen, is Girls in the Grandstand.
How are you both doing with that as well? Because there is a leaderboard, isn't there? Is anyone winning or is anyone ahead of the other one? I saw something the other day he's posted on the podcast thing.
I'm second.
Are you second?
I'm second bottom, but I do have to add, I did start like mid-season. I haven't done the whole season.
Yeah. To be fair, she could get like 5 right in the next race and be like third. So,
but I'm too stubborn. I've always put like my favourite driver at the top, even though I know he's more than likely not going to win. But I'm just like, I might as well.
I will say though, F1's lost the dream boat today. Like Danny Ricciardo, absolute legend and such a good-looking gentleman.
Claire, where can everybody find you? Yay!
It's Claire _Jeffs on Twitter and Hatters_hangout as well. We do that on I can't get my words out. Tuesdays at 9 p.m, not on match days, and I will be going to Shrewsbury away on Tuesday. But then you're going to be missing me for a couple of weeks on the podcast now while I'm on holiday, so don't miss me too much, everybody.
You're running the national duty, Claire,
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what? I was looking, there's a football team that are like near where we're staying, and they've lost every single match this season, but it's like 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Oh no.
We're like, should we go? Sit the ground off. At least we need a few goals.
Graham's put as well, Claire struggling to talk. What a world we live in.
So brave behind that computer screen, Graham.
Keyboard warrior. Sean, bless him, has put World Heart Day is quite emotional for me, being a cardiac patient as well as my mum. Sending love to you. Bless him. Anne, where can everybody find you?
No, there we are. Nearly got the thumb in there. Yeah, I'm at @Ant_Watson on Twitter. Also at @HowiePod if you want to come and chat about Sunderland women. Obviously, we've been nominated in the same category as the Women's Absolute Football Women's Podcast in the FCA Awards. So just want to say well done to the team on that. Obviously, our team and the absolute women's, because I know Fred does a fantastic job there, but it'd be great to have two horses in that race. Chuffed to bits as well for us as well. So I mean, if you don't want to vote for it, I would vote for both if you can. But if you can, yeah, definitely vote for both. But yeah,
feeling that buys a drink.
Yeah, feeling that buys a drink at the awards night if you want. But yeah, so just want to say a massive well done to the team, because they've done a fantastic job this last year. Kind of do it on my own, so fair play. Yeah, and if you if you want to come, we're on a Monday night at 8:30 to 9:30 talking about, well, at the minute not a very good side because we've been getting hammered, but playing a good side on Sunday, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, thank you very much.
And if anybody wants to follow me, I am SharXRFC. That is on Twitter. It's on TikTok.
What is that?
That's a great one, TikTok.
TikTok.
Honestly, this cold has gone to my head, man. Right, I am SharXRFC. That is on Twitter. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram, TikTok.
TikTok. That is the new TikTok now. TikTok.
We need to get on it. We need to make a new app called TikTok. Get on it, guys. If anybody wants to follow my Her Game 2 stuff, TikTok. It's watch LHGT on all of them socials, and of course the most important ones, if I can read them right. Honestly, I'm having a mare today. Look at our new graphic. We have Jen and we have Ben on there now. Yay!
Made it.
I know. We are the Absolute Football Podcast, and on Twitter we are Absolute Ball Pod. On YouTube and Twitch we are Absolute Football Podcast. On TikTok we are Absolute Football Pod. On Instagram and Threads we are Absolute Football Podcast. I can't speak. _ On Facebook we have Absolute Football Podcast, and on a Monday we are Absolutely Premier League. On a Wednesday we are Absolutely Women's Football, and then on a Thursday it's obviously our lower league show where we cover the EFL Championship, League 1, League 2, the Vanarama National League, and the Vanarama National League North and South as well, and that is on at 8:30. And of course, as everybody has mentioned, we have been nominated for 3 Football Content Awards. Wow. I mean, 1, 2, 3. That is mega. And I just want to thank each and every person who has already voted for us, who obviously said our names to be up for the award. It means so much. And if you do want to vote for us, please, please, please do. I just want to point out as well, on the non-league one, we are not down as the Absolute Football Podcast. We are down, as the show's name, Absolutely Lower League. So please don't get confused. Please don't. And please vote for us if you think we should win that award. But yeah, thank you to everyone in the chat as usual. It wouldn't be what it is without you all, and hope you all have a very good weekend, and don't steal Tink Tonk. That is mine. Bye, everybody.